Today is the last day of the sun being in Leo, bringing our attention to all things fire, spirit, and ego. When the sun is in Leo, it definitely brings our attention to who we are, but not only who we are at the core, but a big concern around how other people see us. And sometimes it feels as though we are struggling to rectify the work that we're doing inside of ourselves and the desire for that energy to be matched in the world around us. And when we're not surrounded by people who reflect back to us our ideals, then it becomes really difficult to see ourselves as evolved beings. Today, the moon moves out of Today the moon moves out of Pisces, which is a very empathetic, listening and receiving water sign energy. And it moves into Aries, which is more about taking action and expressing our fire, expressing our passion. Now, both the sun and the moon interact with Neptune today. Neptune represents our ideals, not only how we see ourselves as evolved beings, but our desire to walk our highest path and really aim ourselves in the direction of who we want to be, including the effect that we have on other people. You know, we as humans are social creatures by default, no matter whether you consider yourself to be an extrovert or an introvert. We are social creatures, and as Aldous Huxley said, we live with, act on, and react to one another, but always and in all situations we are alone. The reason I mention this is because first thing this morning, the sun forms a really challenging angle to Neptune, indicating how sometimes we feel as though the work that we're doing on the inside isn't necessarily being seen or received on the outside. But the moon joins Neptune hand in hand, which indicates that on an emotional and intuitive level, it really does come down to who we are on the inside, not who we are on the outside. We have to find a certain level of acceptance around letting people think whatever they want to think. If we chase other people's approval, if we worry ourselves too much about whether or not people see us the way that we want to, we get into a battle of wills. We get into a losing situation in which we are focused on all the wrong things altogether. But when we focus on how we feel, when we focus on doing our best, no matter whether or not anybody else sees it, that's how we live the life of our dreams. That's how we walk our highest path. So don't worry about whether or not other people see what you're doing. It doesn't really matter. And you need to let go, we need to let go of what other people think of us. Perfectly fitting, the last card of Leo season is the Strength card, which is associated with the zodiac sign Leo. And we always see a person who seems to be either wrestling or overpowering a lion. And it's not so much that we need to take control over forces outside of us. In fact, the lion actually represents the animal part of ourselves. It's our triggers. It's how we react, maybe like a less evolved person. When we react like an animal from a triggered place, that's when we get lost. But the Strength card is all about self-mastery. It's not about mastery over other people or their opinions. It's not about mastery over the world. It's about mastery over who we are and walking our highest path because we know that it's the strength. We know that it's what we need to do. So I hope today that you find your strength. I hope that you find courage, and I hope that you believe in yourself wholeheartedly and love yourself unconditionally. I'm Erin, I'm Queen Bee Tarot. Thank you for being here, and I will see you tomorrow.